Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your educator G Vijaya Manorama. So subscribe my channel Vijaya Manorama Tutorials. So today we are going to discuss a very important chapter, acids, bases and salts. So this is your term 1 syllabus. From your term 1 syllabus, this is your second chapter. So the word acid is derived from a Latin word acidus. Okay, what is that Latin word? From the Latin word acidus. So in this chapter we are going to discuss the chemical properties of acids and bases. So according to that, how the reactions will takes place, those all things also we will discuss. So it is a Latin word acidus. From this only we got this word called acid. So which means it is sour to taste. Okay, in our daily life we come across with so many acidic substances. Some are naturally occurring acids and some are mineral acids. Okay, so many acidic substances which we come across which contains the naturally occurring acids like citrus fruits, tomatoes, vinegar, tamarind, black coffee, yogurt, cleansing agents which are used in toilets. Okay, eye wash solutions, medicines such as aspirin, folic acid, vitamin C, boric acid, these all also, some they contain the mineral acids, some they contains the naturally occurring acids. So these are some other substances which are known as alkalis. Okay, so whose properties are different and opposite to that of the acids. So the word alkali is derived from an Arabic word which means the calcined ashes of plants. Okay, which was first isolated from the ashes of the plants and hence were given to the name as alkali. So acids can destroy the properties of bases and vice versa. So that process is called as neutralization. Neutralization. So about these all things in detail we are going to discuss in this chapter. So acids are sour in taste and they can change the color of the blue litmus to red, whereas bases are bitter in taste and change the color to the red litmus to blue. So litmus is a natural indicator and turmeric is another such indicator. So about the indicators also we are going to discuss. So on the basis of the chemical properties of any substance, if you see, so these compounds are classified. So any compound, if it is given based on the chemical properties, the given compounds can be classified into three groups. They are only called as acids, bases and salts. Okay, in this chapter we are going to learn about these things in detail. So first of all I want to discuss about the indicators. So indicators are the substance which change their color or odor when added into acidic or alkaline solution. So actually an indicator which means a dye that changes the color when it is put into an acid or a base. So indicator gives different colors in acids and bases, which tells whether the given substance, when we test it, whether it is a acid or base by changing its color. The three most common indicators which we use to test the given substances, they are sorry, 1 minute. They are litmus, methyl orange, methyl orange, and phenolphthalein. Okay, so these are the three common indicators which we use to test for acids and bases. So there are three types of indicators: natural indicators, synthetic indicators and olfactory indicators. So natural indicators, these indicators are found in nature only. For example, litmus paper, turmeric, hibiscus petals, red cabbage leaves, these all comes under natural indicators. So this is the red cabbage which you can find here. Okay, so natural indicators, these are. Litmus is also a natural indicator. So litmus solution is purple dye which is extracted from a type of plant called as lichens. Okay, from lichen, so which belongs to a, okay, about the lichen also we will discuss. So first one is natural indicators, where we found litmus paper, turmeric, hibiscus petals, red cabbage and leaves. Next one is synthetic indicators. The indicators which are synthesized in the laboratories or industries are known as synthetic indicators. For example, methyl orange and phenolphthalein. This is the color of the methyl orange and this is phenolphthalein. So next one is olfactory indicators. Olfactory, the word means the smell. With the help of smell only we can identify. So olfactory indicators are the substances which change their odor in acidic or basic medium. So for example, cloves, vanilla essence and onion. Okay, now come to know about the litmus solution. Litmus solution is a purple dye which is extracted from a type of plant called as lichen, which belongs to a division called Thallophyta. When litmus solution and is commonly used as an indicator, when the litmus solution is neither acidic nor basic, then its color is purple. Okay, then its color is purple. So it turns red in acidic solution, blue in basic solution. Okay, red in acidic solution and blue in basic solution. Okay, so turmeric is the another natural indicator. So litmus solution or litmus paper, if you see the original color of the litmus paper or litmus solution, if you take the red litmus, original color is purple only. So in the acids it converts into blue and in the bases it is at red. In the blue litmus, if you see the original color is purple only and the acid it changes into red color and in the bases it changes into blue color. Okay, synthetic indicator, these color changes are very important, which you need to remember. As multiple choice questions, definitely you will come across with these indicators few questions. Okay, so synthetic indicator, methyl orange and phenolphthalein, if you see original color is orange in color, methyl orange. In the acidic solution, the methyl orange is red in color and in the basic solution it is yellow in color. Okay, next phenolphthalein, if you see original color is it is colorless, no color it is. It has acidic solution, it is a colorless, no change you will find. And when you add this phenolphthalein in any basic solution, it converts into a very beautiful magenta pink color. Next one is olfactory indicators. In the acidic medium, same smell retain their smell, same acidic smell only you will get. And in the basic medium, if you see, lose their smell, so no smell it is. Okay, so now come to the about acids. If we see acids, as I discussed, acids are of two types. Acids present in the plant materials and animals are called as organic acids. The acids are prepared from the minerals of the earth are called as mineral acids. Okay, so naturally occurring acids are called as organic acids, and in the laboratory if they are prepared they are called as mineral acids. Okay, organic acids, all natural citrus varieties and all citrus fruits, these all contains naturally occurring acids or organic acids. Next come to the mineral acids. If you see the mineral acids means HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, these all comes under mineral acids. These all comes under mineral acids. The acids which are present, okay, these are concentrated mineral acids are very dangerous. They can burn our hands and clothes also. So these acids should handle with care in the laboratory. Acids are generally mixed with water to dilute them. Such acids are called as dilute acids, and generally these mineral acids are in the form of concentrated acids. So acids and bases, when they react with metals, what will happen? Let us see. So next, if we try to understand this concentrated acids and dilute acids, concentrated acid is one which contains the minimum possible amount of water is called as concentrated acids. Dilute acids is one which contains much more of water in it, is called as dilute acids. So anytime the dilution of a concentrate, it is very very important point which I am telling now. So the dilution of a concentrated acid should always be done by adding the concentrated acid to water, and then gradually the stirring should take place, and not by adding the water to concentrated acid, because this heat changes some of the water to steam, which explosively can splash out the acid on the face or the clothes, which leads to the burn also. That's why very carefully you have to add concentrated acid to water. Very carefully you have to do this. Okay, so now come to the properties of acids. First one is, it is sour in taste. It converts, acid converts blue litmus to red litmus. As acidic solutions are good conductors of electricity. Acidic solutions can conduct electricity as they are electrolytes. Okay. Now the next point is, when acids are reacting with metals, what will happen? Hydrogen gas will form. What will happen when acids react with metal? Hydrogen gas will form. Hydrogen gas will form. For example, if you see here the diagram, this is very very important diagram for a subjective. Actually, this generally you get for 2 marks or 3 marks, but when it is multiple choice questions, so here also so many questions we can frame here. So which gas is evolved when acid reacts with metal? Hydrogen gas, obviously. So when an acid reacts with the metal, then a salt and the hydrogen gas is formed. So here the metal which I have taken is zinc. So zinc plus sulfuric acid, H2SO4. What is formed? A salt, ZnSO4 plus H2. Okay, ZnSO4 plus H2. Most of the acids, when they react with metals they form its salts and evolve the hydrogen gas. So this hydrogen gas came or not, how we can identify? If we bring a burning candle near to the gas which is filled in this soap solution, okay, so the gas present in the soap solution burns with a pop sound. When this pop sound is present, it is like making a little explosion, it is. So that identifies that hydrogen gas is present. Hydrogen gas always burns with a pop sound. So in a multiple choice question they can give what burns with a pop sound. So here the gases, they'll give in the options like oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, phosphorus, anything they give. So you have to pick the answer as hydrogen. So in this pop sound when it is producing, that shows that hydrogen gas is evolved in the reaction of dilute sulfuric acid with the zinc metal, when this zinc granules you have taken here. Okay. So hydrochloric, if you see the same as it is also an acid, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, when it is reacting with metals, it forms it metal chlorides and hydrogen gas. Okay. So dilute hydrochloric acid, if it is reacting with zinc, what it will form? When it is reacting with HCl, what it will form? It will form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So how you will write that reaction also you have to practice once. So the curd, other sour foodstuffs like such as vinegar, lemon juice, orange juice, these all should not kept in the metal vessels like copper vessels or brass vessels, as this curd contains the organic acid, the metal of the vessel, to form poisonous metal compounds which can cause the food poisoning and damage to our health also. That's why these all things should not keep in the metal containers. As acid, organic acids, or whether it is mineral acid or organic acid, the acidic nature is present. When it is reacting with the metal, it will form its salt and hydrogen gas. Okay. Next, come to the metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, also they react with the acids. Okay, so if metal carbonate is reacting with metal, carbonate is reacting with acid, it gives its salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Metal hydrogen carbonates, if they are reacting with acids, it also forms its salt, carbon dioxide plus water. So here you can see the reaction. Here you can see the reaction Na2CO3 plus 2HCl, hydrochloric acid, when it is reacting with sodium carbonate, it forms its salts like sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. When sodium bicarbonate is reacting with HCl, it is also forming its salt, water and carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide gas reacts with lime water, that is calcium hydroxide solution. Here calcium hydroxide solution, lime water will turns milky. Okay, lime water turns milky due to the formation of white precipitate of calcium carbonate. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. So how do you know that here carbon dioxide gas is evolved? How do you know that? When it is passed through the, when carbon dioxide which is passed, when it is passed through the calcium hydroxide solution or lime water solution, the lime water will turn milky. Lime water turns milky. Okay, due to the formation of white precipitate of carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate. Okay, so the reaction you can see CaOH whole 2 plus CO2, it gives rise to CaCO3 plus H2O. This is the reaction. So when you are passing this carbon dioxide gas through milky lime water for some more time, the lime water becomes clear again. Okay, so this is very very important sentence, please do remember. We observe that the brisk effervescence of gas is produced during this reaction, brisk effervescence. So pass the gas, this gas which is formed, that when we pass through this lime water, that will turn into milky due to the presence of this carbon dioxide gas. When it is passing, it forms a white precipitate of calcium carbonate, and that converts into lime water, converts into milky it will become. So if we continue this carbon dioxide passing in this lime water, so through milky lime water, if we pass for some more time, so lime water becomes clear again. Okay, this lime water will no more as lime water, it will become very clear again. So that shows that the white precipitate of calcium carbonate dissolves on passing excess of carbon dioxide gas. When excess of carbon dioxide gas is passing, here it starts dissolving, so there is no color. Okay, if someone is suffering from, see here, on passing excess carbon dioxide, the following reaction will take place: calcium carbonate plus water plus carbon dioxide, excess when it is, so it is converting into calcium bicarbonate, which is a soluble in, which is soluble in water. So carbon dioxide gas acts as an extinguisher on burning the substance also here. So limestone, chalk, marble are different forms of calcium carbonate. All metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates, they react with acids to give a corresponding salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, when it is reacting with acid, it gives a salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so here the limestone, marble, chalk are different forms of the same chemical compound called as calcium carbonate. So even the eggshell that is made up of, even the eggshells, that is also made up of calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate, it reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form the calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. Similarly, calcium carbonate that reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form calcium sulfate, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so carbon dioxide gas can extinguish a burning substance. A burning candle also it can extinguish. Okay, so how do acids and bases reacts with each other? If you see, it is a neutralization reaction, we call it as, in the beginning only when we read. So the reaction when it takes place in between the acids and base, it forms its salt and water, it forms its salt and water. So it is also called as neutralization reaction. For example, if we see sodium hydroxide and HCl, it gives rise to NaCl, salt, or sodium chloride or common salt plus water. So this is a very good example of neutralization reaction. Sodium hydroxide is a base and hydrochloric acid is the acid. Okay, so this hydrochloric acid neutralizes each other to form the sodium chloride salt, which is neither acidic nor basic. It is a neutral. It is neutral. Okay, so this is about the neutralization reaction. It is also very important question. Now come to the reaction of metal oxides and non-metal oxides. What will happen? Metal oxide plus acid gives rise to salt and water only. Here metal oxide, acid reacts with metal oxide to form salt and water. Copper 2 oxide, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, copper 2 oxide, when it is reacting with HCl, it gives rise to CuCl2 plus H2. Okay, copper 2 oxide is a metal oxide. Dilute hydrochloric acid, when it is reacting with copper 2 oxide, it forms the copper 2 chloride and water. Okay, just like metal oxide, the metal hydroxides also basic in nature. The acids also react with metal hydroxide to metal hydroxide. When it is reacting with acid, here also it forms its salt plus water. The reaction between the acid and metal hydroxide is also kind of neutralization reaction only. So the antacid called milk of magnesia, which is used to remove the indigestion which is caused by too much of hydrochloric acid, which it is what is producing in the stomach, is a metal hydroxide. So magnesium hydroxide is a metal hydroxide which is basic in nature. It is basic in nature. It reacts with the excess hydrochloric acid which is present in the stomach and it will nullify its effect. So acids are, how are these acids? Hydrochloric acid, when I am telling, it is corrosive in nature. That's why this indigestion and all arised, and this will neutralize the effect. So mineral acids, they can cause the severe burns on the skin and attack and eat up the material like cloth, wood, metals, and stonework. So they are said to be corrosive in nature. So acids are corrosive in nature. The strong bases such as sodium hydroxide also very corrosive and attack and destroy our skin. So that is also very important. So next come to the, if you see non-metallic oxides with base, if they react like calcium hydroxide, which is a base, it reacts with the carbon dioxide to produce salt and water. Since there is a similar reaction between the base and an acid, we can conclude that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So next one is, what do all acids and all bases have in common? An acid is a substance which dissociates on dissolving in water to produce hydrogen ions, that is H plus ions. All the acids, they contain hydrogen. So the hydrogen which is present in the acids is such that when acid is dissolved in water, it separates out as positively charged hydrogen ion and enters the solution as H plus aqueous ion. So we can now define as the acid on the basis of hydrogen ion. If we see, so an acid is a substance which dissociates or ionizes on dissolving in water to produce the hydrogen ion, that is H plus aqueous ion. Okay, so here the nail, you have taken iron nails. So dilute hydrochloric solution it is a rubber cork. So where it is connected with 6 volts of battery, a bulb is kept. Okay, so here HCl, what is the first common thing here it is happening? HCl dissociating as H plus and Cl minus. So the hydrogen ions do not exist as H plus ions in the solution. They always try to attach themselves to a polar water molecules. Means hydronium ion. It is singly, it won't be. That's why what it will do? H plus plus H2O gives rise to H3O minus. Okay, so hydrogen ion always be written either H plus or hydronium ion H3O plus. Okay, H plus and H3O plus are just the same. So that only. A common thing in all the acids is that they produce hydrogen gas. So it is very very important. Hydrogen gas, hydrogen ions, not hydrogen gas. A common thing which is present in all the acids, that they produce the hydrogen ions when dissolved in water. So that is, for understanding it is very very important. Let us see few reactions in this. So HCl gives rise to H plus plus Cl minus. Okay, H2SO4, how it will dissociate? 2H plus plus SO4, 2 minus. Next one is HNO3, if you see, H plus plus NO3 minus. Okay, next come to the CS3 vinegar, acetic acid, CS3COO gives rise to CH3COO minus plus H plus. This is an aqueous solution. To show that all the compounds containing hydrogen are not acids, you have to do this setup. You can see this setup. So what you will do, take some solution of HCl, hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, glucose and alcohol, 4 things if you take. So like this only. So we will identify which will produce the H plus ions, which will not. That is our small exercise also, which we can do with the same setup. Okay, so take few solutions of HCl, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, glucose and alcohol. So fix 2 iron nails on a rubber cork and place the cork in a beaker. Place this cork in a beaker. So connect these nails with 2 terminals with a 6 volts of battery through a switch and a bulb. So pour some dilute HCl and solution in a beaker and switch on the current. Once this switch is on, the bulb starts glowing. This shows that HCl solution taken in a beaker will conduct electricity. If we repeat this experiment by taking the sulfuric acid solution in a beaker, the bulb will glow again. But very important thing, this shows that sulfuric acid also containing electricity. So 4 things I have taken. What are the 4 things? Very very important question this is. Children, do remember. First one I have taken HCl. Next one I have taken H2SO4. In both the cases, what happened? Bulb started glowing. Okay, so now I am taking C6H12O6 glucose. Glucose, when you take, when you switch on the current after taking this glucose solution, the bulb will not glow because glucose solution doesn't contain any H plus ions. Okay, does not conduct the electricity. So alcohol solution also does not contain electricity. Okay, due to the absence of ions, glucose solution and alcohol solution, they do not conduct electricity. No bulb glowing. Bulb is not glowing. Okay, so the hydrogen containing compounds such as glucose and alcohol, they can be characterized as acids because they do not dissociate in water to produce hydrogen gas. They are not categorized as acids. Okay, so distilled water also doesn't conduct electricity because it does not contain any ionic compounds like acids, bases, or salts and dissolved in it. Okay. Next, the bulb will start glowing in the case of acids as shown in the figure, but you will observe that glucose and alcohol solution, they do not conduct electricity. Glowing of the bulb indicates that there is a flow of electric current through the solution. So the electric current is carried through the solution by ions since the cation present in the acid, that is H plus. So this suggests that acids produces hydrogen ions. So H plus in solution, which is responsible for the acidic property. So next, what happens to an acid or a base in a water solution? What happens in a water solution? So HCl does not change the color of dry litmus paper because it has no hydrogen ions. So here the litmus paper we have taken. So three different preparation of HCl gas. You have testing HCl gas with dry litmus paper and with moist litmus paper. So that we are going to do. So for understanding, in the absence of water, a substance will not form hydrogen ions and hence it will not show any acidic behavior. So the acidic behavior of acids is due to H plus ions. Okay. So the acids produces hydrogen ions only in the presence of water. So in the absence of water, substance will not form hydrogen ions and hence will not show its acidic behavior. Okay. So if you take 1 gram of sodium chloride in a clean and dry boiling tube and if you add some concentrated sulfuric acid and the rubber cork you have closed. Okay. So when you keep a tube, glass delivery tube in the mouth of this, see here. So concentrated sulfuric acid, when it is reacting with sodium chloride, it will form the hydrogen HCl gas it will produce. So the hydrogen chloride starts coming out of the open end of this glass test tube. So if you hold it properly, hydrochloric gas, there is no change in the color of the dry litmus paper. Dry litmus, no change. Okay, and does not behave as an acid, there is no change. In the absence of water, there is no water, there is no, as it is a dry litmus, so it will not show anything. And dry HCl doesn't contain any hydrogen ions, so it does not show any acidic behavior. So dry HCl gas does not change the color of dry blue litmus paper because it has no hydrogen ions. So HCl dissolved in water, dissolved in water, H plus plus Cl minus. Okay, actually hydrogen chloride gas first dissolves in water to form hydrochloric solution. When this is added, so which then produces H plus and Cl minus. The separation of H plus ions and Cl minus ions cannot occur in the absence of water. Okay, if the water is present, then only it is possible. Hydronium ion plus Cl minus. Okay, so an acid which is completely ionized in water and produces a large amount of hydrogen ions, that is called as strong acid, and which is partially ionized in water and produces a small amount of hydrogen ions, they are called as weak acids. Okay, so acetic acid is a weak acid, HCl is a strong acid. Okay, there are so many uses with these mineral acids in the industry. If you see, sulfuric acid is used in the manufacturing of fertilizers, chemicals. Nitric acid is used in making fertilizers. Here also hydrochloric acid also used in removing oxide film from steel objects. Okay, from removing scale deposits from inside the boilers, and dye stuffs, textiles, food and leather industries also. Nitric hydrochloric acid is very much useful. Nitric acid only for fertilizers. Sulfuric acid, paints, dyes, chemicals, fertilizers, explosives, detergent, car batteries, everything it is made of. Okay, so this is about acids and bases. So about salts and uses of other salts in the next part we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, so the process of dissolving an acid or base in water is highly exothermic one. So care must be taken while mixing concentrated nitric acid or sulfuric acid with water. So the acid must always be added slowly to water. It is very very important paragraph, just go through with constant stirring. If water is added to the concentrated acid, the heat generated may cause the mixture to splash out and causes burns. So the glass containers may also break due to the excessive local heating. So we look out for the warning sign on the can of concentrated sulfuric acid and on the bottles of sodium hydroxide pellets. So mixing an acid or a base with water results in decrease in the concentration of ions per unit volume. Such a process is called as dilution, and the acid or the base is said to be diluted. Okay, anything if you are using, try to use in a diluted manner only. Okay, whenever the danger signal must be given when acid is used, whenever you are diluting, you must be very careful because heat generation is taking place, which may cause the mixture to splash out and causes for burns. Okay, so hope you are clear with this topic. So अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करो बच्चों सेशन को। नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में प्रीवियस चैप्टर्स जो भी हैं सारे के लिंक दिए गए हैं। टर्म 1 का प्रिपरेशन डेली माय वीडियोस यू विल गेट। ओके, सो टेक केयर, बाय बाय, ऑल द बेस्ट, बी स्ट्रांग, बी कॉन्फिडेंट, ऑल ऑफ यू, ऑल द बेस्ट माय डियर।